Black Ops 7 Zombies just officially got revealed by Treyarch. We got a trailer, we got a blog post. There's a ton of information here, and in this video I'm going to be breaking down everything that you might have missed in all of this information because there is a ton, and I mean a ton, that got released. Before we get into it, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel for everything Black Ops 6 and 7 Zombies content. Can't believe we're already going into BO7, but without further ado, let's get into all of the good stuff. We're going to be kicking things off here with our first official shot of in-game Primus, Ultimus, Tempest, whatever you want to call them. The OG4 characters are back, and they look, honestly, in my opinion, a lot better than I thought they would. They look amazing. Richtofen might have the hardest outfit that he's ever had. You guys can see here. Looks more of like the military-esque uniform. He's holding an MR6, possibly the MR7 in this game. So I don't think we'll have starting pistols confirmed yet. None of the real gameplay elements have leaked out about this game yet in terms of classic point system, all that stuff yet. We're just kind of just starting to scrape the surface of what's coming in Black Ops 7. But here with Richtofen, on his arm, he has a Group 935 patch, which is incredible because, Group 935 has not been canon in the modern Dark Ether storyline up to this point, but seeing it back here just really gives that nostalgia boost. It's super cool. It looks really good on him. Obviously, we have Tank Dempsey over here in the cutoff. He's got some tattoos, looking really grizzled here. Takio in the left corner of your screen, he's got more of a war-torn outfit. And then honestly, Nikolai kind of looks like he did with the Primus crew. Not too many changes aside from the outfit with him. And one thing you'll notice with all these characters, especially when you zoom in on them, is that they're very veiny. They look very sickly. And this may imply that they actually cannot leave the Dark Ether, that they're tied to this dimension. So there's a lot of opportunity for story building and lore with these characters. We'll see how they're handled moving forward in the future, but I do have to say that they look absolutely amazing. Back on screen, they look better than I thought they did. I think that they've done these characters justice with their design choices, at least. They look really, really hard. The next thing we're going to be talking about is the launch map and maps coming. It's official. We're going to be getting a transit reimagining, guys. Don't get it twisted. This isn't a remastered sort of version where it's one-to-one. This is going to be a completely unique map with transit-inspired POIs. I think it's also going to be crossed with Liberty Falls because in the trailer, you guys will notice there's a Project Janus logo, which looks like it might be out in the street right outside the spawn room of the Reckoning, which implies that all of these POIs, or some of these POIs, might be Liberty Falls crossed as well, which, in my opinion, as long as they're just POIs on the map, it's really not going to be that big of a deal. I don't think this is going to be like Dark Ether Liberty Falls. This is, one-to-one, 100% confirmed that this is going to be a crossover, probably between Transit, Liberty Falls, as well as some other areas that we haven't seen before. I think a pyramid was rumored, a floating pyramid, I should say, was rumored, as well as a couple other different POIs that are brand new and unique to this map. Now, the map is being described as the biggest map in Call of Duty Zombies history, and of course, like I said, there are going to be a couple of unique POIs. I think there are going to be a total of 6 of them, which are going to be split up into survival maps. They'll be in the game at launch and also brought to you throughout the DLC season. So to have Transit reimagining this giant, massive round-based map, and then you're also going to have a farm survival. I don't know if it'll be exactly like the same farm from Black Ops 2 in terms of its layout, if it'll be bigger or smaller than that, but farm survival will be the survival map in there at launch with Transit. So if you don't want to boot up and play a 4-hour run of setup on Transit, you'll be able to switch to farm and have your more level grindy, weapon grindy kind of map where you're just going in for your rank or your guns, or if you don't have enough time to set up a huge Transit match, that's where you're going to want to go. And then throughout the DLC season, the other POIs on Transit will be brought in as survival maps. So yes, I guess you could say they're going to be drip feeding you survival maps, but I don't see it that way. Personally, I was asking for this last year where it would have been awesome to have these new round-based experiences throughout the year, but then also in the down times between maps, having survival-esque maps be brought in to kind of stem the tide instead of having useless, pointless LTMs that are only going to be in there for 2 weeks and then scrapped forever. So I'm glad they took the feedback here. This does not mean that there's only going to be 6 just random survival maps throughout the DLC season. That's all you're getting. It'll be probably at the start of most seasons, a new map, completely brand new, in the Dark Ether, big, grand scale on the size, maybe not on the size of a Transit, but, have new experiences, and then halfway through those seasons, in between maps, you'll get your survival map. So that's kind of what we're getting at launch and throughout this DLC season in terms of the maps themselves. We didn't get too much gameplay information in terms of what's going to be coming here on Transit or, how the systems are going to work. But there are a few things that they were able to tell us. One is that there isn't going to be a bus, unfortunately, for Transit. However, it will be a buildable and I think an upgradable Wonder vehicle. So there is a shot of it here in the trailer you guys will see on screen now, as well as here up at the little picture that they put in the blog post. It kind of looks like a zombified ATV, but apparently this will be upgradable. They said that there is potentially going to be a Wonder show-off turret on it, as well as a couple of abomination heads that you can put at the front. There'll probably be another upgrade as well for that, and you'll be able to drive this around the map at your own pace. Apparently, you're going to want to be using this to get from place to place. You can run, you can of course go, you know, on foot, but it's going to be a lot safer for you to use this vehicle when traversing the map. Now, the really cool thing that we were able to spot in the trailer is that on the back of this vehicle, it says Pack-a-Punch, and the thrusters for the back of it look like a Pack-a-Punch. So it almost seems like the quest for Pap on this map is going to be repairing this wonder vehicle that you're driving around with. You'll always have Pack-a-Punch with you and know where it's at because it's attached to the actual vehicle itself, which is really, really, really sick. So it's going to be really cool to see how that plays in game. Now, our last bit of big content coming at launch is actually Dead Ops Arcade 4. This is 100% confirmed. It is in the trailer. There is a bit of a snippet here towards the end of the big reveal, which is awesome. We always love to see Dead Ops coming back to Call of Duty Zombies. It's one of my favorite little side modes to play and just kind of have some fun on with my friends or myself throughout the year when I'm not really feeling regular round-based or I'm feeling burnt out. It'll be interesting to see if this ties into the progression system at all, whether you can level up your rank. I don't think you'll be able to obviously do weapon progression in this, but it'll be cool to see if as you play this mode, you can actually get XP towards your overall prestige rank, which will be awesome to see. But again, awesome to see Dead Ops coming back. Super excited for this. The last little bit of information that we have here is carry forward for different things. Now, we don't have any word on perks or augments or any sort of field upgrades, which is what I've been most interested in, and a lot of Zombies fans have been asking, are we going to get drip fed the same content throughout the year? There's no confirmation on that kind of stuff. However, weapons will be coming over in Season 1, so at the launch of the game, it'll be just like last year where it's all new weapons. You can only use those weapons, and then I think by Season 1 or Season 1 Reloaded, you'll be able to use the Black Ops 6 weapons on this game. I'm assuming it's going to be like MW2 and MW3, where all of the previous year's weapons are going to be a little bit worse than what we have to offer in Black Ops 7 to kind of incentivize you to use new weapons, which would be really cool to see. But again, those weapons and those camos and stuff will be available for you to use on the older weapons. About Season 1 Reloaded is when we can expect to see those. But also, Gobble Gums are 100% going to be carry forward. I don't think you'll have them on at launch. I think it'll be a similar situation where potentially that stuff will be brought in maybe a week or two after launch, so that you don't just have unlimited Gobble Gums or huge power progression right off the rip. I think there might not even be a Gobble Gum store in this game until week 1 or week 2, just like we saw with Black Ops 6. So it'll be interesting to see how this game plays at launch versus what all the Gobble Gums get added in. But if you did spend money on Gobble Gums this year, or you grinded for Gobble Gums, at some point very early on in Black Ops 7, you will be able to use those, so it won't just be going away and you'll have to grind more or spend more money for those gums. They will be carried forward over here. Now, the last little bit of things that I want to cover here in this video are the pre-order bonuses, not only for Black Ops 6, but for Black Ops 7 that you'll be able to get today in Black Ops 6 with what you'll be able to get with the Reznov pack, but then also at launch next game with Black Ops 7. So if you pre-order the game right now, whether it's the regular edition or the Vault edition, you'll get access to Reznov. He's a playable character in Black Ops 6 now with 2 different challenges to get 2 alternate skins for him. Those are really cool. I don't think they're too hard. I think it's just get 1,000 kills in zombies for the 1 skin, and then 2,000 more kills for the blue ghostly skin for him back in Black Ops 6. So not really too hard there. If you pre-order, it's a little bit of extra content for you to be able to play with and use here, not only in Warzone and multiplayer, but zombies as well. Moving forward into next year, the operators you're going to get at launch are Karma, Harper, Reaper, and of course Ted. Ted has got a complete redesign. He looks, in my opinion, really cool if you're into the Alpha Omega, you're into the Broken Arrow lore of these being basically just like an ADM unit. This is what Ted looked like before the bombs fell, before the nukes hit the earth for Nuketown and Transit back in Black Ops 2. This is kind of what the ideal Ted would have looked like when his face didn't melt off. It does look like he was also repaired with either the Pack-a-Punch machine or the jet gun, so it'll be interesting to see if he's a playable character on the map at all in Black Ops 7, or if this is just kind of like the callback to Ted, is that you can use them as an operator, but this will be like the Klaus Brutus kind of vibe for this year. You'll also get 5 different Mastercrafts, 1 for a knife, 4 for different weapons. Permanent unlock token for next year. You'll get an Ultra Gobblegum pack. It's interesting to note that in this article they say there are one of 8 different Ultras. I think there's only 6 in Black Ops 6, so we're potentially going to be getting 2 Ultra Gums at the start of next year too, which will be really cool to see. But yeah, guys, that's honestly really it for this video. There was a lot of information for zombies that came out today, and also not a lot at all at the same time. It's very odd, like, how they're choosing to do this. I don't mind it at all, but they did note that within the first couple of weeks of September, we're going to be getting a lot of zombie stuff leading up to COD Next, so we should start seeing kind of like a Truth Dies marketing arc here, probably the first week of September for a week or two. Then we'll get an intro cut scene as well as the reveal trailer and a full gameplay trailer and full gameplay blog post before COD Next at the end of next month. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. It's been a crazy day so far. There's been so much information. Hope you all have a good one. Stay safe, stay hydrated. Peace.